Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sleuthing Eye-Opening Tales of the Past. Actually, it's the present, and in a minute it'll be the past. So this show is about anything that you can think of. My name is Marie LaBrasse. I am your host. You're listening to us on WKDW 97.5 FM, Real Community Radio out of Northport, Florida. And today I'm really excited because there are many times in our lives that we have our family members that is a furry friend, and they are our family member. And so many times when they pass, actually so many times we're grief stricken, whether it's a human being or a pet. And today we're going to be talking about a subject that a lot of people don't want to talk about, whether you're a human being or a owner of a pet. But it's necessary that you're prepared and know different resources available to you. Today, it is my honor to have the president of the Animal Welfare League of Charlotte County joining me. Hello, Mrs. Cherie George.
Good
Hello.
morning, Marie. How you doing?
I'm doing really good. And how about you? And how is it going at Gettle?
Oh, goodness. Well, we're selling cars like candy bars as long as we have them, right?
Right, and that's a problem, isn't it, out there right now? Yeah.
We've got a pretty Jeep Wrangler behind me if anybody's interested. Really cool one.
It looks like it's hot pink.
No, it is. It's a special pink. It's very cool. I think you'd look good in it, Marie, especially with the hat you have on today.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, Cherie, am I pronouncing your first name like Marie correctly?
You are.
Yes. And we've known each other for quite a while, and we've competed in Animal Welfare League lip sync battle, and you are the queen of it. You are so good at that.
Well, I would agree that you were a very good challenger. And all for the good of the animals, right, Marie?
Right, absolutely. Let's talk about the Animal Welfare League and how you got involved, Cherie, because a lot of times people do not know how to get involved in nonprofits or organizations, and it's so critical for a nonprofit to be able to have volunteers come in, too.
You know, I am very, very fortunate and privileged to work for this particular organization. The Animal Welfare League of Charlotte County has been around since the early 60s. And we have the county contract. We take care of animal control for the county, and very, very proud to do that. But I can tell you that I have actually been with the organization for 7 years now. And just absolutely, again, every day is just a privilege to be able to help. You know, we actually adopt out over 2,000 animals a year, and we are known to be a non-kill shelter, which is a wonderful thing. And what that means is that a very small percentage, we stay around 98%, a very small percentage of animals are not adoptable. And that may be because of bad health, or it may be because they show an aggression that we're fearful of and don't want to rehome them. So there's a very few that we will not adopt out, but for the most part, proud to say that 98% at least of all of our animals are adopted out to their forever homes. So it's a wonderful organization.
Now, what made you, Cherie, get involved with the Animal Welfare League? Where is your heart there?
Well, my passion is all over the place, Marie, as you know. I'm just kind of an eclectic kind of person. And so with my position where I am at Gettle, I am encouraged to be out in the community and to serve as many organizations as we can to represent our organization and give back to the community. So that gave me reason to search out the organizations that I felt were very, very well thought of and had a need on their board, and so that's how I chose the shelter. And I really, really, again, doing all of my homework and research, find that it's an organization that I can proudly say that I am a part of.
No, have you always had pets?
No, actually, no. Not a whole lot, like a lot of people do. One big black cat, 20 pounds, and I just absolutely love that little guy. But yeah, he's our one and only right now. But I will tell you, if I had my way, we'd be living on a farm and have a little bit of everything.
So when did you get your first pet?
Gosh, I don't know. Probably like you, looking far back, and the years have flown by. Probably I was about 10, I'd say. About 10. And that time, of course, growing up, we had a lot of dogs, some cats, but I did not have my own until I left home and was about, I would tell you, about 30.
Well, even with myself, I did not have pets as a child, and I've always had cats as an adult, and I've been married a couple of times. And it's just a little bit of information out there. But I've normally had cats that the cat that we have right now is my favorite cat ever. And we received him, actually, we got him through the Animal Welfare League, where you are representing today. Best cat ever. And I really encourage people, if you're looking for a pet to adopt, Animal Welfare League, actually on their website, I'm going to bring it up on the screen right now, actually, why did it do that? Okay, let's do that with everybody. And you can see the animals that they do have up for adoption, and you can foster also. I'm scrolling through their website. If you go to WKDW 97.5 FM, Facebook Live or YouTube Live, you'll be able to see it, or on my own personal pages, and you can go to Twitter also to review all the different things we're talking about. And if you go to allshelter.org, it's AWL shelter, SHELTER.org, you'll be able to find their website. And across the bottom of the screen, actually, I don't think I have that on there, but the information is scrolling across the screen on the bottom here. The impact, okay, so tell me about the foster program.
The foster program is hugely successful. A lot of folks don't have animals of their own, and so they're willing to volunteer and take kittens if they're too young to be adopted, and so they usually take the mama and the babies, and they'll have them for 8 weeks or so. And then there's also, of course, a lot of dogs that come in that need some special care. They just need some quiet time to adjust. Maybe they've come out of a bad situation, so they just need that extra bit of care and again, a quiet space. So we have a lot of fosters who will take in dogs and cats like that, and it's very rewarding, especially if you don't have your own. This is a way to have your own for a bit. And it's interesting, we always kind of smile, because I would probably tell you 50% of our fosters end up keeping many of the animals that they have. So it really works successfully for us and for getting our animals into their forever homes. But fostering certainly is very rewarding. I will tell you, we have so many volunteers that do the fostering program, and I can say that, especially like during hurricane times, we've had where we had to clear the shelter. We had to get them out, and the foster folks just came out of the woodwork and said, we'll take, as many as need be, or whatever the case may have been. But from that experience, I would bet 50% of them didn't come back to the shelter and actually found their homes. So pretty cool stuff.
No, the next thing I have to, actually, I'm getting back feed. Hold on a sec. One of the things that I noticed, the next thing is donate, and I want to talk a little bit about donation, because we have the Giving Challenge coming up April 26th and 27th. And within a 24-hour period, there's a time that if you donate, and it has to be through the right link, the Patterson Foundation will match that money up to $100 for each unique donor. Now, are you having anything special planned for that time?
Actually, we are. We are actually connecting, partnering, if you will, with the Boys and Girls Club of Charlotte County. And so by that partnership, we're doing some really fun things that day. We'll actually be at the Boys and Girls Club rather than at the shelter, making it happen, because we are partnering our children, our boys and girls, with some of our pets, and they'll get to spend the day with our beautiful fur babies, and we'll get to experience some of the wonderful children that use the Boys and Girls Club. And I think it'll be a really fun day. So that's where we will be. But please give if you can. There's so many wonderful not-for-profits in our community. Sometimes isn't it, Marie? It's almost mind-blowing how many we have, and they're all wonderful. There isn't one that I wouldn't give to. And it's just a wonderful day, and we all can't thank the Patterson Foundation enough for their kind generosity. It's a big day for the not-for-profits.
It really is. Yeah, and one of the things when you were talking about that, I believe you're going to have the Baylor Southern Soul Food truck there too that day, because I was trying to get them for my pop-up event up at the radio station, and they're already booked. So I'm just going to do a plug right now for if you're looking to actually just go have lunch and actually see the pets and that, to go to the Boys and Girls Club, and that's on Gertrude Avenue in Port Charlotte. And then for us at the radio station, we're having a pop-up event. We have 10 nonprofits that are participating. Ours is in the evening from 6 o'clock to 10 o'clock, and we have the Dank Aff food truck there. And we have music. We have 6 musicians playing. We have the nonprofits. It's going to be a fun event. Look around in the area on the givingchallenge.org, and you can look for pop-up events that are going on. And I'm so glad that you guys have partnered with Boys and Girls Club, because people love children and they love animals. Well, most people do.
You're right. And it's just the kids, even themselves, a lot of them don't have pets. And so this is a great day for everybody just to kind of be together. And I love to hear the kids' laughter when they're petting, the animals that are there to visit them, and hearing their laughter is so awesome, so awesome.
And to volunteer, and there's a place on their website to click on and to sign up to volunteer. What are the different things that you can volunteer to do there?
If it wasn't for our volunteers, I really don't know how we would manage. We have over 300 volunteers right now. I think I have that number right. It could even be closer to 4, especially during season. But we have dog walkers, and the dog walkers they're at different levels. So if you don't want to walk the big guys and you just want to be with the littler ones, so they're not tugging on you maybe as much, you can walk the dogs, get your exercise, right, and they get theirs. You can also come in and work in the cat area and just pet the cats, because most cats love a little lap time and some cuddling, so you can do that. We have people who come in to do the laundry for us. We have people who come in and do cleaning, lawn work, you name it. We've got it for you. If you want to donate some time and feel that you've given back, the Animal Welfare League is a wonderful place to do that. Give us a call. We have a wonderful volunteer coordinator that'll walk you through it. Just even thinking out loud, we actually even have some folks that go to the pet stores that we're associated with, and they actually go into the pet stores each day and make sure that the cages are clean and the pets are doing okay. So that's even another one. So all kinds of fun things to do.
And when you're talking about that, we were talking about donations, when I was talking about donations, also you need donations of supplies like dog food and even used that are clean, but used like bedding and that they use for blankets and different things in the cages, correct?
Absolutely. So if there is a wish list generally on the website, but we do have a wish list of items that are specific. We do like to try to stay within the same food line for the animals so that they're not getting all different varieties, because that can upset their bellies. So we do try to be specific to that. Cat litter is another item that's big on the list. You can even, and I know this is what I do, I actually look at the list, see what's needed, and then I just go to Amazon and I just have Amazon deliver it right to the shelter. So that's a great way to give back if you don't have the time to actually physically go to the shelter. But you can donate, again, you're right, your old bedding. Guys, hey, if you've got old bedding, sheets, towels, we just blow through those because we do use them every single day. They go through the laundry constantly. So even as you're throwing, getting rid of that stuff, just drop it by. We'll be delighted to have it.
And if you have any questions, you can actually email them at awlshelter.org. I don't have my glasses on, so I'm okay, reading it. Now, I know that the reason that we're on here today is we're going to be talking about a subject nobody likes to talk about, whether you're a human being or whether you're animal, but one of the or you have a pet family member is an animal, and I wanted to bring up the website to show people how you go about and find out this information, because end of life, nobody gets out alive. I'm sorry, we don't live forever, and either do our pets, and our pets live a lot less longer than most of us. So let's talk about the pet cremation, the crematorium.
So about 2 years ago, we were actually brainstorming to think of ways that we could help fund ourselves. We could perhaps become more self-sustaining as a not-for-profit. As you know, and I mentioned earlier, there are a tremendous number of not-for-profits in our community, and we're all vying for the same dollars, right? So we're all out fundraising, and we're all asking all the time. And it's between that and our adoptions, that's how we survive. So how better could we do something that would draw in some revenue that we could feed right back into the shelter? So what we came up with was Pay It Forward Pet Crematory. At the time when we were doing our research, there were only a few crematories in the area that our local veterinarians use, and they are profits, they're for profit, and they are a combination of human and pet. So we thought, why don't we do something very specific and just be pet only, because we're in the animal business already, right? So it just seemed like a perfect fit, and it has been. I can tell you proudly that I just couldn't be more proud of the organization. Again, we started up in September of 2020, so it'll be 2 years in September since we've been open. And primarily what we do is we meet with individual veterinarians. We get them to consider using our services. We are very price aggressive to show them that we mean what we say, and we're going to do a good job, but we also understand that money is very important to their clients as well. So we've got several veterinarians, and we need more. So the reason I'm here today is to gain more awareness in the community and try to get the word out a little bit more. Word of mouth is the best way to get the news out. So Pay It Forward Pet Crematory, the reason we picked the title is because all of the profits that we make from cremations all go back to fund the shelter. And so eventually, hopefully, we'll be strong enough that the shelter, again, won't have to be so dependent on donations and on fundraising, because as you know, being a not-for-profit yourself, it's an arduous task to always be out asking, always trying to think of new ways to fundraise. So this is our way to hopefully make us, again, self-sufficient. What we do, in a nutshell, like I said, is work with the local veterinarians. So as you're preparing for your pet to probably be facing its end of life and crossing over the rainbow bridge, as we say in the pet world, you want to try to have your arrangements made. You can mention to your veterinarian, do you use Pay It Forward Pet Crematory? If they don't, then they can give us a call and get some additional information. I do know some veterinarians in the area that some customers have gone to already that weren't already associated with us, that just called us, and they made it happen for their customers. So their customers, of course, are their first priority, and they want to make sure to accommodate you as best they can if it's your request. So our crematory is out off of Highway 17, so it's in the community. But again, primarily we work direct with the veterinarians. But I will say this: if you do not have a veterinarian of record, you can call us or email us, and we will do home visits. We will have you come to us, whatever's easiest. We'll talk about that when you call us. But I will tell you that that private business that we're getting just by phone calls for people that do not have veterinarians. We've had a few of late seasonal people, right? They're here visiting, and they've been here for just a few months, and they have their pet with them, and things have gone in the direction that they need to consider cremation and euthanization. And so we walk them through that process. We do have a wonderful urn that we provide if you decide that you want to have them back. We do two different types of cremations. We do a private, which does get you their cremains back, and as I said, in a beautiful wooden urn. You can order a beautiful nameplate to put on it. We also offer what they call a communal cremation, and that's actually if you decide that you don't necessarily want the remains, and so then we can do that, and it's a little less expensive. So there's a couple different ways to do this, and again, all of our information is on our website. You can go to the website, as you greatly pointed out, Marie. You can go to the website through Animal Welfare League's website, or you can actually go directly to the Pay It Forward website, which is payitforwardpetcrematory.com. And I know it's a mouthful. But
and I have it streaming across the bottom.
Yes, you do, and I thank you for that. And again, payitforwardpetcrematory.com. And our phone number, and I know that you have it scrolling across there, Marie, and I thank you for that. The phone number is 941-661-2520. Again, 941-661-2520. I like to think that I wish back when I've had to euthanize a few of our pets that there would have been an option like Pay It Forward Pet Crematory, because I would have been so, I think, even though you're grieving and you're terribly, terribly sad, I would have felt like I was doing something nice. I was giving back. And so to say that you're paying it forward. So all of the dollars that we take in from the cremation revenue goes to helping shelter the pets at the shelter, feed them, house them, make sure that they're being trained properly before they're adopted out. So it's just a full circle of life. And I think that's just an awesome, awesome thing, and it's working well. So again, if people have questions, please feel free to reach out, whether it be to the shelter or to Pay It Forward directly. We, as a board of directors, are out and about chatting about it. Of course, you've seen us at different functions, and we're chatting about it. It's just, again, just a great concept. We will continue to do well, but I do need our listeners, your listeners, Marie, to help us with that cause and to mention us to your veterinarian.
Absolutely. And one of the things that I do want to mention is when we lost one of our pets, I had to go all the way to Sarasota to find a crematory at that time. And you're right, I didn't want it. There were a couple that were just starting to delve into it that did both human and animals, but there weren't that many pet ones when we had lost our one cat, and the cat was so dear to us. And I do actually, I should probably pull it because it's right next to me. I do have the cat's urn, and I have it in a velvet case. But a pet is a family member, and that's one of the things that I know that a lot of people, when their family member passes, and if they do have them cremated, a lot of people keep a little bit of the remains with them, or have them tossed out to sea, or whatever the plans are. But at least with that, especially because that pet is part of your family.
and we do provide, to your point, some people don't necessarily want to remain sitting in a box or a pretty urn, a glass urn. Maybe you want a piece of jewelry, or a paw print. So, or nose print. We've done many nose prints. So all of those things are tied into the preparation. And so you can just let us know what your wishes are, and we will do all that we can to abide by them. I can tell you that our staff is very loving, very, very gentle when they interact with the customer, because we do know it's a very difficult time.
And it is a difficult time when that does happen. And what I was doing, that I went off screen, is I brought the box here, and mine says "Until we meet again at the Rainbow Bridge," and that's one of the really, really kind things. Believe it or not, that in fact, I don't know. I was showing them on screen, but this is what our little Bobo is in. So, and I know that a lot of times, Cherie, that we've been out in public and we really don't know about our personal lives because we do business, and a lot of people don't know that you have pets, even with me, even children. I mean, I know, or a husband. I see your husband out with you, but my husband doesn't go places like that, out socially. With all the events that I have done. So let's talk a little bit more about how important it is for people to actually do so much more for the animals, because I know that we see those advertisements on the TV, and I end up having to turn them off because I see the animals, they show them where they're asking for money for the different shelters and that. There was something just recently, and I know many of us saw it on TV, that we saw on a news report of this guy punching his dog in the back seat. It was down on our and they caught the guy, and we were all upset. I couldn't even watch it anymore. My husband and I go, what is wrong with this person? If he's doing that to his pet, what is he doing to the human beings that he's with?
It's just and we have had many cases where there's been pet hoarding that has been broken up by the police or local officials, and we get those animals in. It's just so sad. I mean, they put in a lot of these puppy mills. They actually have the adult pets, the moms, but basically stay in a dark cage, and they're only there for reproduction and for making those puppies. And we've just seen it time and again. So it's really disheartening and just so terribly sad for the adult dogs that have to face that. And so a lot of them come to us and they don't even know what grass feels like. They don't know what it's like to even be out in the sunlight. And so it's a work in progress, and that's why we take them happily. We want to give them a good life for what they have never experienced as a pet, but it takes some training, because some of them are really just so scared and so timid. But we know that they'll have a better life once they come to us. So when you just think about just those specific situations, or fighting rings, a lot of dogs in Florida sadly are used for fighting, especially some of the breeds like pit bulls. So pit bulls, in my mind, get a very bad reputation because some of them are used for that. So any dog can be mean. There's little dogs that can be downright mean, right? So I think it's all in the way that they're raised and how they're treated. If there's one that's been abused, to your point, that gentleman that's beating on that dog, you can't imagine that dog's mindset now. He may make that dog aggressive that was always a gentle baby. So we can only protect them as best we can. I always think pets are like not the same as children by any means. I would never put them in the same category, but they can't speak for themselves. So if we can just be mindful of that, if we see a bad situation, bring it to somebody's attention. So I think, there's just a few situations that exist. And we're proud to say we've actually brought in a lot of pets lately from other states in hurricane situations. We take them, we try to help one another. And a lot of times when there's a bad storm like that, like was in Alabama not too long ago, there's a lot of pets who are left just wandering and have nowhere to go. We brought them in from the Bahamas when the Bahamas had their bad storms not too long ago. So just know that it's more than just taking care of those here in our immediate area, although that is our priority. But if we have space in our shelter and we can help those that are coming in from other areas, if there's not shelters with enough space, we'll gladly take them because we don't want to see them euthanized. There's some shelters that are just on overrun. They just don't have the space. We work a great partnership with the DeSoto County shelter because they're one that's very small and they don't have a lot of funding. So if they reach out to us and say that they have 3 or 4 that they're going to have to euthanize, we try our darndest to make sure that does not happen.
Now, once in a while, you bring pets to Gettle, don't you? That people can come there.
We do. COVID kind of got in the way of that, as it did with most things. But we're just getting ready to kick that off again. Once a month on a Saturday, we have several different adoptable pets come into each of our stores here at Gettle, and you don't have to buy a car to come in and adopt a pet. And so we will do that soon. We'll get the word out. But we've done really well with that. And what we don't tell people and don't advertise is for everyone that gets adopted that day, Gettle also donates $25 back to the shelter. So that also helps with their financial challenges. And it's just the right thing to do. It's a good thing.
It definitely is, and I did want to bring that up because I've been there when you've had pets.
It's a fun day for me. I love going around and seeing them all and taking their pictures and putting them up on Facebook. Speaking of Facebook, we also have a Facebook page for the crematory and also for the shelter, of course. And so you guys that are listening out there, we just created a video for Pay It Forward that we have put out on social media. So if you want to help us get the word out, please go to the Animal Welfare League's Facebook page and share that link, share it out as many times as you can, and get that out to everybody you can think of. All you have to do is put it on your Facebook page, tell your friends to share it, and it'll just go like wildfire. So we're counting on you guys.
Well, as we're hanging in here, I can actually bring it up and air it for everybody. So as we're sitting here, tell me a little bit more about any of the other things that you would like to share with the audience. How much does it cost to adopt a pet?
That varies depending on their size. Our price list is, I believe, on our website. But best information would be, of course, to call the shelter to find out. The rates are certainly within reason compared to any other areas. So if you're looking at different shelters and thinking one may be less expensive as far as adoption rates, we're pretty consistent across the board. But we do offer specials. I know tomorrow, for example, we're having a kitten shower. And so you can come to the shelter, and if you're interested in a new kitty, tomorrow's the day to do that. And I know that there's special adoption rates for that. And so you will see that from time to time. Or if the shelter is getting a little fuller than it should be, we'll also run specials that way. And sometimes people are fearful if we're offering specials, that means maybe the animal may not get the best care when it gets home if people are looking for a deal. But I'm of the belief that everybody's looking for a deal. It does not mean that you're not going to be a good pet owner, because I like a deal, don't you?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring up, I have to actually back it up because it's sort of playing, and I'm going to bring up on the screen the video of that was made. here, and I will do this like that. So, and it should be able to air here. Let me get the
your donations.
Okay,
So don't you worry about that.
Let's back it up.
Hello, I'm Cherie George. I am the board president of the Animal Welfare League of Charlotte County. I'm not going to ask you for money or donations, so don't you worry about that. But what I would like to tell you about is how your pet can leave a lasting legacy that will help other animals in need. When our pets pass, it's a time of sadness, but it can also be a time of celebrating your pet's life. Pay It Forward is a pet crematory that gives you the opportunity to establish your pet's legacy. Do you know how this happens? You need to tell your veterinarian to use Pay It Forward as their crematory of choice, because at Pay It Forward, 100% of the profits go directly to the care of homeless animals at the Animal Welfare League of Charlotte County. By asking your vet to use Pay It Forward instead of other crematoriums, you are helping provide homeless animals with shelter, food, training, and veterinary care. It doesn't get any better than that. To help, please talk to your vet about Pay It Forward at your pet's next wellness visit, and when the time comes and you're faced with making end-of-life arrangements for your beloved companion, let your vet know you and your pet want to pay it forward.
Very good, Cherie. Very
How
good.
do I get into these things, Marie?
Well, hey, you're well, and you should see, in case anybody ever gets an opportunity, if you'll, do you still do the lip sync battle or the lip sync thing?
I haven't done it, I think, since the Animal Welfare League did their last one. Do you think we need to resurface that, Marie?
Well, Marie's not participating, so yeah, you can go ahead. That's the only time I've ever done anything. I've always asked people to do things for me, and I've never done it. And when you guys asked me, I couldn't say no because I ask everybody, for everything. So I had to. And let's talk about this event that you have going on again tomorrow, because I see it up on your screen.
Yeah, that's the kitten shower. It is 11 to 3 o'clock tomorrow. And as I said, there's going to be some special events going on. The kids would have a ball if you have if you're looking for something fun to do. And they're going to have food, fun, and drinks. They're going to be playing games, some raffles. And again, I'm sure that the pricing for tomorrow may be adjusted a bit. But again, come see the kitties, even if you may not necessarily be wanting to take one home. Come out and have a good time. As I said, if you've got kids at home, it's just a great day. It's a really fun day.
And here's about the Giving Challenge. I do want to talk about that again, to join us on those days, whether you're, no matter what nonprofit that you're wanting to support, as long as they're vetted with a Giving Challenge and the giving partner. The Community Foundation of Sarasota puts this together, and then the Patterson Foundation does the matching money. But for you guys, you will be at the Boys and Girls Club off of Gertrude from what time to what time?
Actually, I don't have the exact times. I'm going to tell you that I believe they're starting at 11 and we'll be there till about 6 o'clock.
And because actually it starts at noon for our, that you can start the donation, that there's matching money. And please, for our audience to know, go to givingchallenge.org and only use the link that's provided there to do your donations, and it has to be with a credit or a debit card to get the matching money. Minimum donation is $25. It can be up to whatever you want to give, but they will match up to $100. So at least if you're giving to any of these nonprofit organizations and you want to make an impact, this is one of the times of years that any of us can make an impact, right, Cherie?
I have a list. Do you worry? I have a list of the ones that, that are top of mind for me. And so to your point, you could take $25 and give that to 8 or 10 organizations. Everybody wins. and you've given a little bit to everybody, and it's matched as long as you stay, like you said, at that minimum of 25. So that's what I like to do. I like to give as many as I can, and I so do that because that's fun, and I feel like you've really done a wonderful thing, and you have. It's very much appreciated.
And that's one of the things that I do too, Cherie, because I know so many of these nonprofits, and I do interviews with all these people during these events and even for Giving Tuesday. This is a Giving Challenge, not to be confused with Giving Tuesday, which is always after Thanksgiving, that time of year. But with this event, you can make a huge impact for that nonprofit. And remember, if you're giving 25 up to 100, you double that money because of the Patterson Foundation actually matching that money. So what would you say to incentive? And we cannot give you, this is one of the things, too, I want to tell our audience. We can't give you an incentive for during that period of time, like, if you donate, we're going to give you this. We can't do that. They have some restrictions that we can do, which really sucks because we can't give you even a raffle ticket for anything during that period of time. But know in your heart that it's going to a good place, whether you do it for the Animal Welfare League, the Boys and Girls Club. We're considered a community broadband radio association, in case you ever look, and we're an all-volunteer nonprofit radio station. Every single one of us volunteer, and I don't know what made us so crazy, because Cherie, I never had been a radio show host on my bucket list. You know, how do we fall into this stuff? I don't know, into these different things, but I am the fundraising chair, not only for the for the radio station, and I'm the vice president currently of the Northport Art Center, Art Area Guild. So I am their fundraising chair too, and I just, there are certain things that you know how to do and you're actually good at. So. And I don't mind doing some of those things, but as I'm getting older and going through different things, I'm getting tired.
Well, and to your point, we need to start getting some younger folks to follow in our footsteps, so we continue our good causes. And you have given so much back to the community. You have, Marie, you're awesome, and you support so many wonderful causes that we're about. So I can't thank you enough, and also to have me here is a wonderful gift to be able to have media partners that are willing to share their airspace with us. So thank you so much.
And one of the things, you're welcome. And because of COVID, I was able to learn how to stream. We can air actually live on air at the same time if I want to, and we will be doing that for the Giving Challenge, during the Giving Challenge. And I learned it from my friends at Seth Radetsky and James Wesley from Broadway. They do a lot of things with Broadway and the community up there, and they were raising money for the Actors Fund because Broadway was shut down and all these people were out of work. And they had to fight for PPE money through the government, to even subsidize them. And they were using this platform, and I messaged my friend Seth. I said, "What are you guys using?" So he took the time, seriously. He took the time out of his busy life, and they were doing their show twice a day. And they have people from TV, film, the who's who of everybody. I mean, they've had all the different TV shows, their whole casts on, from prior to current, and Broadway stars, and all these people that are really famous. And then my friend, who's in his world, he's famous, takes the time out of his busy time and teaches me how to do this. So thank you, Seth Radetsky. I really actually appreciate all that you've done for me in the past. So with that being said, we only have about 5 minutes left, Cherie. Let's talk about what's going on in your life for your future.
Oh, man. You just walked into that, didn't you? She doesn't know anything, everybody. She doesn't know anything. She doesn't know anything. Actually, everything's going wonderfully well. Again, supporting several organizations by serving on some boards in the community. That's keeping me busy and out of trouble. Next year, I'm proud to say, after many years of serving on the board of directors, I will be the chair of the Punta Gorda Chamber starting in September. So I will be taking my turn. I'm following a tough act. Alexia Martin is currently the chair, so I will be the next in command, and I really look forward to doing that. I'll tell you, that's a big commitment. That means that I will definitely be out and about more than I've ever been. Probably people will get sick and tired of seeing my face because I'll be everywhere with John Wright, but it'll be a fun year, I'm sure. John makes everything fun, and you said my husband, goes with me a lot. I don't know if he's ready for this stint or not. So I think this one might top it all. So everything's going really, really well. Of course, I'm still at Gettle. Really proud of them. They give back a tremendous amount to the community, and I'm proud of that. I'm very proud of that. And they're just good folks. And if you ever have any problems, just a plug for me. You guys know I'm customer and public relations for the organization. Please reach out. If you have something that's just not sitting well, we are here to listen. And being in the automotive business, it's not perfect. It's not perfect. But we would not be in business if it weren't for our customers. So please let us know if you need us. Other than that, I'm good. I am excited again about being here with you, Marie, for you allowing me this time. Again, remember, folks, pay it forward, pet crematory. We're here for you. We want to make sure that we take best care as we can of your loyal companion when it's time for them to cross the Rainbow Bridge. Just keep us in mind, and again, remember that we will be paying it forward. We celebrate our lives as humans, right? We call it now a celebration of life, and we try not to be as sad. We want to remember the good times. Let's do that for your furry companion, and do the same thing. Let's celebrate their life by giving back.
I couldn't have said it better. Thank you so much, Cherie, for being on my show, Sleuthing Eye Opening Tales of the Past. And to our audience out there, thank you for taking the time out of your precious day to listen to us on WKDW 97.5 FM, Real Community Radio, coming out of Northport, Florida, on the Bishop West Real Estate Tower. There are choices in life you can make, to be kind or not to be kind. Please choose kindness. Our world would be a much better place if we were just kind to each other. Thank you all. Have a great day, and see you again next week on Kaleidoscope of the Arts.